YouTube, man? It is your boy Action Jackson, and in today's video, of course, I'm going to be bringing you guys my post-game thoughts about the Dallas Cowboys defeating the Tennessee Titans 27-13 on Thursday Night Football. Before we hop into the video, I appreciate if you guys would like the video, subscribe if you are new, comment, and share my video with anyone who you think might enjoy my content, man. So, hopping straight into it, man. I don't really have any, feelings, honestly, towards this win. I knew you were supposed to win this game. I'm not going to keep reiterating the point that the Tennessee Titans had most of their starters out. That's cut out. That's played. That's fine. You beat them by 14 points. You played a really sloppy football game. You did what you were supposed to do. You came in and, you won this game. It's fine. This is the first time consecutively since 94-95. So, man, just to speak about it defensively, you did really well. You mostly held up the Titans only 6 points. Yes, you gave up that touchdown in the middle of the third quarter, and which I'm not too mad about. It's fine. You were on the field for a little bit longer than what you were supposed to, again, due to the, short fields that the Cowboys were putting you guys in. Now touching on offensively. Defensively, they did everything they were supposed to. The stats, again, we only allowed 220 yards through the air, 97 yards rushing. I'm not really going to count those 97 yards because when I last checked the stats, it was like 83, 87 yards the Tennessee Titans had rushed for, and then they had a lot of garbage time rush yards at the end because they just wanted to. They were running out the clock. They weren't trying to, of course, score or anything like that. That was pretty evident and clear. In total, you only allowed 317 yards. You had more first downs than them, 26. They only had 17. You were better than them on third down. You were 8 of 13. They were 7 of 16. You did not have to go for it on fourth down. They did twice. You ran more plays than them, 74-65. You only allowed 1 sack today. They allowed 2. You only punted the ball 3 times to their 5 times. You only were penalized 3 times for 35 yards. The Titans were for 10 for 124. And you turned over the ball 3 times. You only turned the ball over twice. And you won time of possession, 33.25 to their 26-35. So those were the overall stats. Offensively, you played an abysmal game, honestly. You got bailed out, of course, because, Tennessee didn't have nobody really like that on defensively. There's no way that Dak Prescott throws the ball 41 times. But the only thing the only grace I do give is that you did play a top, I think you played the best, run defense in the game. So I really can't get too upset, but I still felt like you could have ran the ball today just a tad bit more better today if you were more consistent with it. If you stayed with the run, I felt like you could have gotten more out of your run game, in my opinion, especially with the way Malik Davis was looking in the first half, early in the first half, and you were running the ball pretty decently with those 2 backs, with Zeke and Malik Davis. Like I said, Dak Prescott was 29 of 41. He was 282 with 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, and he lost the fumble on his own. His 2 touchdowns both came to Dalton Schultz. We only ran the ball today for 87 yards. That was broken down to 10 carries for 39 yards for Malik Davis, 19 carries for 37 for Zeke, 3 of 11 for Dak. That was what your rushing was to make up your passing yards for your 282. 11 for 100 was your CeeDee Lamb, 7 of 56 for Dalton Schultz with 2 touchdowns, T.Y. Hilton for 4 catches, 50 yards, Michael Gallup, 3 catches, 39 yards. You have Noah and Jake Ferguson both a catch for 7 yards, and Malik Davis for 2 catches for 23 yards. Nashawn Wright ended the day off with a pick. He played well, in my opinion. He had 6 tackles, 3 assisted. Dante Fowler had a sack. Donovan Wilson had a sack. Jabril Cox came in on the party of getting tackles. He was on the field today getting some reps. Mike Parsons was causing disruptions. Damone Clark, I really liked his play in this game as well. But now since this game is over, and like I said, this game for me should have already been handled in the first half, but it's fine. Now we're moving on. Now you're looking at a 9 to 10 day rest. And the reason why I say either 9 or 10 days is because they don't know as of right now. We'll know once the New Year's is over with. We'll know that whether we're playing on Saturday, January 7th or Sunday, January 8th. Probably we'll play on the 8th if Philly loses to New Orleans on Sunday. And Sunday, you'll have most of the games of they have a lot of playoff implications, like the AFC South. That's going to be probably that night game on that day. You're probably going to have the late afternoon window, or Philly might, and you might play the 11 o'clock game early on that Sunday. You win, and then Cowboys, they fly back home, and they'll hear about over the flight whether or not they got the number 1 seed. Of course, we still have to have some other help as well. But some losses that you did take today, injury-wise, was the biggest one was Tyler Biotis, your Pro Bowl-like center. He was having a really, really solid season. Once he got, his ankle rolled up on that pile, on that Zeke run, immediately as he hit the ground, Jake Ferguson was automatically stopping the play for the medical staff to come out and see what was wrong with Tyler Biotis. He needed assistance coming off the field. They carted him off, but he did come back on with a boot. So I don't really know what that necessarily means. I'm not a doctor, but we'll have more news about that probably coming over the weekend, if not tomorrow. So if the news comes out tomorrow that he's only out for, we could probably see him if they rest him for these 10 days plus the 8th, then we'll see him coming into the playoffs. That's my best case scenario for Dallas. And if you're Tyler Biotis as well, coming into your contract year, you definitely want to be able to play, the rest of these games. So, also, if I'm Dallas, I'm also getting an MRI on Dak's right knee. He was holding, like I said, after he got sacked in the first half, going towards the end of halftime. So I'm definitely going to get an MRI on that if I am Dallas, and checking to see, hey, what's going on with Dak Prescott's right knee. Hopefully, you go in, you check, nothing structurally damaged. Just make sure everything's right, because, we are going to have to go on this playoff run, and we're going to need 4 to do that. Also, we're also going to need Tyler Biotis as well. We're going to need a lot out of this offense moving forward, especially with the defense, the way this defense has been playing, prior to this game, But it's fine, honestly. I feel like we're going to be just fine. We're going to have 9-10 days to rest. Hopefully that, it gives enough players enough rest. Like J-Ron Curse, he was limping off the field. Malik Hooker, same thing. Sam Williams. There was a lot of injury scares today. There was a lot. Nashawn Wright, he was down for a little bit and he came back into the game. So there was a bunch of, scary injuries that could potentially have had happen. So, if I'm Dallas, I'm really nursing these injuries. Now, this also puts into the question of whether or not you should sit your players, have the 10-day rest, and then add, almost 20 days worth of rest. If you're the Cowboys, I don't know if you necessarily want to do that. But like I said, in a prior video to this, that Sunday is going to dictate that, because Philly loses to New Orleans, because New Orleans is going to give Philly their best shot, because New Orleans is still fighting to win that division. So, for me, honestly, I would play the Cowboys, but I'm not playing them for 4 quarters. The first half, whatever the score is, if you're up by a score, if you're up by 3 points, you're up by a touchdown, it's fine. I'm pulling on my guys if I have to. That's what I would do. Originally, I was with the idea of maybe you sit everyone, and I was thinking of sitting everyone. If you kept that fire that you had against Philly, you brought it into this game, you waxed the Titans in the first half, it was like 35-3. Then I would be like, okay, well, we looked really well. We had 2 games where we had, looked really, really well. And you're going into your last week and you go and you rest and recover and you play whoever comes out the NFC South. Or maybe You have even more rest depending on if he gets some help here and there. You might even be a first round, a first seed, my bad, in the NFC. So a lot of things are, Dallas has to think about the next couple of days when their flight back home to Dallas. And also, you also want your players to also play the last week of the season because, T.Y. Hilton got picked up December 12th. He only played, 2 NFL games so far this year. He was out of the league for a little part of this year. So it's kind of crucial if, guys like T.Y. Hilton, Tyron Smith gets reps at right tackle. Connor McGovern gets reps at center, especially since he's going to be playing center possibly in the playoffs. We don't know yet, like I said. Nashawn Wright, so key for a lot of those guys to get their chemistry together. Dak, same thing. You probably want to get him in the first half, get him in rhythm with this offense. And, and that Washington game is not going to be a pushover because I think Washington is going to beat the Cleveland Browns on Sunday. And if they do, they're going to try and desperately win against the Cowboys to make sure they get into the playoffs. So, yeah, man, that's about it for the video. Hopefully you guys have a nice day. Stay safe, stay blessed, and Happy New Year to you all. Bye.